skydiving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good evening. So I posted, and it's funny. They're not gonna put it up probably. I put out. Okay, they let me put it up. Okay, it's just this girl sing about not doing drugs, and they're like, this goes against our community standards. I'm like, oh, you guys don't have very good standards, man. That's kind of all right. But anyway, only gonna put this in a few places. I'm putting this in the Colorado Clean and Sober because I'm hoping some people catch it in there. Um, you know, um, I decided to go with a little bit more tame of a title because the title should be "If You're Not an Alcoholic, Shut the Fuck Up." Getting tired of if you are not a recovered alcoholic, I want you to shut up. Not maybe recovered. All right, let's kind of talk about this. Steven, do I have anything else to talk about before yeah. So I went to an in-person meeting. Now I remember why I don't go to some. Sometimes there's just too many emotions for me. And when there's a group of people and there's a lot of negative emotions, it kind of fucks with me. And there was a lot of bitching about other places and how they were saying, I don't like this. But, we had a guy who was new. Not enough light in here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the regular light. Then the guy, he came back, then there was an old timer giving him crap. I can lay off some of these people, man. They're already shamed enough, and now you're shaming them in a group. Yeah. This is Jack. He's our newest addition. Had him 2-3 weeks now, and he's still hasn't learned that he can't get on the tables and stuff yet. But when I come home, he like greets me at the door. It's kind of cool. He's kind of like a dog. I'm not hip on this lighting. Not enough natural light to do it that way, so that's all right. So now what I'm not going to get into here is okay. I'm not here to put people down or groups or anything like that. I'm moving past a lot of that stuff. So because I've done my part. Excuse me. I went over to the club and my so what they did is they made this room into an information room or whatever. And that's where my flyer is now, but it's in another room. Nobody goes in there because you don't feel like you should go in there. The lights turned off. It's dark. A lot of stuff, right? And I was explaining to him, like, this isn't, we're trying to make AA grow. And when you take us and you put us in a dark room, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. And he said, well, nobody reads those either. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, he's trying to make me feel better. Let's talk about the ones that are in plain sight in the regular room. And I'm thinking, so he's just making myself, because he doesn't know that. He doesn't know if people read that either, unless you're around. And he's just trying to work with me. We didn't come to a conclusion. Somebody had died and they needed to talk to somebody else. And I felt like that was probably a little bit more important. I'll catch him next time. Right. But I'm just trying to help AA grow, and I get a lot of contention for it. I do. I get a lot of contention. I run into popularity. I run into things, right? So earlier I was talking about this with my sponsor a little bit. Is that too close to anonymity breaking? I don't know. And we were kind of talking about, you know, I'm going to give a good example, and that's Adams County. And even though they say that they want to hear from us, they're not taking into account what we're actually saying. And there's nothing worse than somebody asking me for my opinion that I give it and then they appease me. Right? I've gotten some snarky comments. Suddenly, I'm not on the coalition. You know, see, I notice these things. Okay, and the way I see it is, if I've approached them and I've done it the right way, then the next thing is I'm just going to stick it in their face. Yeah, yeah. Um, See, I don't work for anybody, so me going above your head is very much in my playbook. Sure, it is. If you're not getting done what I think you need to get done, then I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to move on. Yeah. So I was at a meeting, right? And here's part of the problem. We have a bunch of old timers in the meetings that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm going to give a good example. The psychic change. The psychic change is the step before the steps. That's why it's in the doctor's opinion. The psychic changes is not a step. It does not require a spiritual experience. Quit making it more than it needs to be. The psychic change is very, very clear. It's very simple. You changed your darn mind. It means you don't want to drink anymore. It means that you don't want that the behavior is that you have is no longer acceptable. That's what that means. And what we have right now is a bunch of unhealed alcoholics running around calling themselves recovery coaches, giving bad advice. Yeah. There was something I posted earlier. What was it? Here, let me go to. Nobody's here, so I can kind of fuck around. Where is it? Oh, there's a level of petty. Who knows where it is? Oh, yes. The advice of a recovery coach. So it was a Bob Newhart, right? It was a Bob Newhart sketch on Mad TV. This lady comes up with a problem and says, I'm going to solve it in 5 minutes. And she tells him, hey, she's claustrophobic. She keeps thinking, that she's afraid that somebody's going to bury her alive. Right. And his answer for everything is this: stop it. Just stop it. It reminds me of recovery coaching, because what they say is you just got to be positive. You guys say, well, you're not being, you know what? You got to be, your attitude's not right. You got to be positive. And that is what I call a fad. And unfortunately, recovery has become a fad again. It's happened in the 90s too. Okay. Now we have people out there that are famous that'll say things like, you got to get sober for yourself, which is complete bullshit. That's bullshit. That means this person has no idea what they're talking about. But if you don't know that they don't know and you don't know yourself, you're going to buy it. You're going to buy it because it came from this person. Okay? I see a lot of people out there transmitting shit they just don't have. all over the place. They do this for likes, they do this for loves. It's pride. And sooner or later, you're going to go back out and drink. You're going to go back to your addiction. Something will happen and it'll be very small. It'll be something trivial. Because, see, you're a person that believes in toxic positivity, and positivity doesn't solve problems. In fact, it exacerbates them. Having a good attitude does not give you the does not come with the right to avoid your problems. Oh, just believe, just believe. Believe, have a good attitude, and do the next right thing. That's all you need to do. Problem here and in that situation is it's their brain that's deciding what the next right thing is, and it's not. See, now there's a lot of people that are caught in some pretty serious shit here in Colorado. Sooner or later, it's gonna come out. I wish it fucking come out now. I'm tired of waiting. Well, part of the problem is they're holding up all of our fucking money. We would have some fucking treatment centers right now if it wasn't for this sober living bullshit. We don't need a bunch of sober livings. We got like fucking 50 of them now. What do you need 50 fucking sober livings for? We got 3 treatment centers. Huh, I wonder what's wrong. I wonder what's wrong. Huh. But people want to just continue on. Oh, this is the way it is. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know, I get disliked in meetings quite often because I say, no, that's not what the big book fucking says. It's not what it says. I heard somebody say in there, nowhere in the big book does it say anywhere in the big book to stop fighting. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Half the big book is about stopping fighting. Do you got the same? Do we have the same? Okay, now yours says Alcoholics Anonymous on it, right? Because mine does. Hey, anybody here willing to sponsor? Fucking, it's lazy. Easier, softer fucking way. Stupid bullshit. There was another line in there where it says, you know, and then he went off about this whole thing. See, this is where pride interferes with helping people. It says right here, he suddenly finds himself easily able to control his desire for alcohol, the only effort necessary being required that he follow a few simple rules. And what he said was, oh, we don't like to follow rules. We just got to be suggested or we don't follow. No, you better follow the fucking rules or you're not going to make it, okay? This is a doctor's advice, not the alcoholic. And I said, what are the few simple rules? Stay sober and go to meetings. Those are the rules. Okay? See, recovery has become, at least in Colorado, even in these AA meetings, man, it's become more of a look how high I can fucking jump than actually getting to the gosh darn truth. I'm there for causes, conditions, okay, and the solution. I don't bring up my past in the meetings. I don't need to tell you how bad I was. Half the meeting, that's all it is. My life was so bad. We know. See, the thing is if that's all you talk about, you know where you're going to be there all the time. All the time. Right? All right. So, what do we do about that? Right? Even I've been talking with somebody from Adams County, and even she's like acting like she fucking knows better than me when it comes to alcoholism. Okay, she is not an alcoholic. She will never understand. Period. She just won't. She doesn't need to. It's not a requirement. Oh, sweet. All right, cool. Hey, night owls. I went to a 7 p.m. in-person meeting. So at least it was a little bit bigger. At least there was more than 6 people there. I'm. These meetings are just so small, so small. This one probably had like 25 people, so a little bit better. I didn't know anybody. People on I have a bunch of people that are like, yeah, I go to 7 p.m. No, they don't. No, you don't. I don't ever see any of you fuckers there. None of you guys. Okay. All right. You know, it's like in order for AA to grow, here where I'm at, we need a detox. So I'm trying to get them to open the detox. But if they don't open the detox the correct way, it won't matter. Okay? Because the people that are opening this detox, I worked for them for 3 months. And all I ever did was ship people out of town. That was it. If we ship them out of town, they're not going to AA here. We cannot 12th step call. We cannot do our service work without the silly detox center. It disrupts. That's our 12th step. And they should not be involved in any portion of it at all. Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're killing us in the name of good. And it's all about money. It's unfortunate, but recovery is now big business. And now that it's big business, it's about the money, not the altruistic movement that you and I talk about. The altruistic movement. It is the only way it will work. You cannot get a bunch of alcoholics sober and get paid. It won't work. There's an expectation. We all, Adams County knows this too. They know that one alcoholic working with another alcoholic is best. They will agree with that, but they won't fucking hire him to work the detox. And if they do, what we have are people that are unhealed and on drugs. I swear, half the people I worked with were on drugs. I know when people are on drugs. I can tell. I don't care if you're microdosing. I can tell when you're on drugs. I've been living with druggies and alcoholics my whole fucking life. Ding. That's all that happens. I get a little thing in my stomach. You're high. And I know I'm right. Okay? Like, what's the main thing? The first thing that was wrong with detox, they didn't drug test me. And I complained. I'm like, why didn't you drug test me? Oh, we don't drug test any of our employees. Like, this is detox. Excuse me, I'm an alcoholic. Okay. No, I'm an alcoholic. Okay. Fucking drug test me. You got to keep us accountable or it don't work. See, from the very beginning, the very start. When I was working at that detox, we were not on the same phone system as everyone else. We had a different phone system and it was jacked up. We still did all of our paperwork by hand. We were not on the computer system. We were the bitch of the company. And I did not like it. That's stigma. That is stigma up the butthole. And when you treat your employees that way, it's going to reflect on the clients. Okay? The biggest argument we had was whether or not the clients could have Netflix. Okay? I'm like, let them have fucking Netflix. Leave them alone. Stop trying to control them. Okay? I went and begged for help for 2 fucking years at detox and never got any because there wasn't somebody there to help me. Not once did I attend one AA meeting, and I was there 22 times in 2 years. Not one AA meeting. They don't want AA there. That'll fuck with their money. This is wrong, folks. And I don't know about you, but I am tired of people that don't even understand speaking for me and for you and getting paid for it. They're taking all your money. They're taking it all. There's not a dime fucking left for what we need. But all the sober livings have new roofs. Isn't that nice? I guess prevention was new roofs. I just see how it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Hey, that's not recovery. New roofs is not recovery. Before, we would have like AA bowling leagues. Now, if you want to do that, oh, we got to get a grant and we got to do this and bring the government involved. How about you just do it because it needs to be done? How about that? Why you got to get fucking paid for it? Why do you got to put your name on it? Why do you got to take credit to bring people together to bowl? Come on. If you are taking credit for other people's recovery, you're just a fucking asshole. You are. You're a body brokering piece of shit, fentanyl dealing asshole that belongs in jail. You're a murderer. Yeah. It's like saying you guys get sober for yourself. And that's not true. You get sober for any reason that you want to in this whole world. So why would we take that away? Okay. And that's what they do. They're taking away any chance these other people might have at a beautiful life. Amber, you remember when I first met you? Remember how quickly I snagged you. Now you probably wouldn't have fallen for it. You're a little bit smart, but they would have come after you. Yep. Because you're one of those people that got it and they would have made the grass greener on the other side and tried to do this. You would have been perfect for what they were doing. That's why I have a lot of followers that are young women. I'm trying to protect them from this bullshit. It's dangerous. They will put you in dangerous situations that you just do not belong in. They will have you 12-step, call it trap houses and shit. And you'll get paid $16 while they're making hundreds of dollars. All right. So, what's the opposite side of that? Well, if you do the work, you bring a higher power into your life and listen to that higher power's direction instead of your own. If you just, you know what, I don't do the next right thing. I know that is such a crap line. Okay. The same people will also say, to be honest. Okay. To be honest means you're not being honest. That's what that means. Okay. In AOA, our biggest argument is about the primary purpose. Some might say it's to lose weight when the big book says it's to carry the message forward. Okay. I could see that. AA is a little bit more straightforward for us because we're already off the hooch. So, see how in AA we don't have another thing to contend with. In AA, it's just to carry the message, to stay, because in order to carry the message, you got to be sober. So for us, it's pretty clear cut. Yeah, so I can see how that would be an argument, man. What would be the primary purpose? I would think the primary purpose would be to carry the message, because without carrying the message, then I wouldn't have my weight loss. Doesn't really, it'd be like getting a new car. Your new car isn't cool until somebody else sees it, right? You know. Um, Now I know we want to help. I get that. I do too. Okay, but it's when and how to give, and you have to find that balance. So in the beginning, if you're new, just share your experience, man. Go to meetings, do the work, become a better person each day. Because I guarantee you, your example, your actions are worth more than anything you're ever gonna say anyway. So just be a good example. That is the best way to carry the message. It is the best way. Just be a very good example. Why? Because they're fucking watching, man. They are watching you. I know this better than anybody else, right? I'm like, I got one, two people here, but I know that 50 people are gonna end up listening to this. Right? And I think that's neat. That keeps me humble. But every now and again, somebody will approach me and say, Dion, I hear your fucking name all over the place. I'm like, oh, oh, okay, cool. I am helping. Okay. But now just imagine if I knew about all of that. Oh yeah. Yeah, good job, Jeff. Right? Right. That's what would happen. I'm not saying it might happen. I'm saying that's what would happen. So thank you, God, for keeping me humble. Thank you. Thank you. Okay? Because I decided to stay humble, I'll have a bunch of bullshit to deal with. Yay! Yay! All right. I'm going to try to get to bed a little bit earlier, see if I can wake up before, 3 o'clock. Actually, it was later than that. It was actually closer to 4. All right. I'm just sitting here zoning out while you guys are like, okay, Dion. All right. All right. Thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. Peace out.